going on, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Relaxing Thoughts Podcast. I am your host, Digital Relaxation, and I am here to just talk about a bunch of variety topics, mainly gaming stuff. I'll try to talk about some anime, life, any form of entertainment, things that I am interested or guests I will have on here, whatever they are interested in. Just relaxing discussions about things and see where it goes. And yeah, I will try to have a lot of guests on here, probably not every episode, but there's gonna be times where it's gonna be just me. Other times it's gonna probably be one, maybe even more than one person with me. So yeah, I want to get into that. It's gonna be things as for life discussions. If I or anyone else try to speak on things that happen within anyone's life that seems like we're trying to give advice or whatever, I mean, you're free to take the advice, but our opinion are not 100% law. You do not have to follow the things we have to say. We're just speaking based off our own perspectives on things that we have encountered. So to get on into this, going off by me, if you're getting into me by the podcast only, I am also on YouTube with the name Digital Relaxation, as well as Twitch Digital Relaxation. Mainly right now I'm posting just random gameplay things, trying to do more than just, I guess, gaming. Well, it's gonna be gaming themed, but I'm trying to do more than just a typical just like play a game and do a walkthrough. So things is gonna change from there. As for my Twitch, I usually Twitch when I'm playing with my friends. If you want to enjoy a good time with us and see us try hard, we're mainly playing, for the most part, Apex. That's like our group game. I play other things. So since we are into it, let's start talking about other gaming things. What I'm currently playing on, I actually own the Xbox, the PlayStation 4, the Switch, and the PC. I'm mainly playing on my PC, and sometimes I vary between my Xbox and my Switch depending on the purpose. My PlayStation, not so much, sadly. I thought I would be playing it often, but I don't know, just nothing has made me really want to go out there and just play. Granted, but yeah, so as I mentioned before, the games I'm currently playing, I'm not really playing a lot. I'm doing a lot of other things. So when I do game, it's not too much. So as I mentioned before, I'm playing Apex. That's currently like my squad game. I've actually recently started teaching myself. I seen the tutorial, but yeah, I recently got myself into speed running, and the game I've chosen to speed run is Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. It's an older game that came out for Nintendo 64, but have been recently remastered a few years ago. It's been ported to PC and most current platforms now. I have tried the new game Genshin Impact. I mean, it's a good game. I just need more time with it. Same as Fall Guys. Fall Guys is a game. It's fun, but I think it's only fun with other people. I think it becomes annoying when you play it by yourself because you tend to notice things other people would do to win rather than just the enjoyment of the game. So that can be tricky. But yeah, playing that. Sadly, I have not been touching my Animal Crossing as much. I want to come back to it, actually. I just need time to devote myself to it. But yeah, as for that, well, we are getting to the point where next gen is happening within the next month. The Xbox One S and the PS5 will be released. I don't think, well, there's been rumors, but so far nothing has been confirmed, and as it seems now, it'll be too late to kind of confirm it, so we'll see. But I don't think Nintendo is releasing any kind of Switch update or upgraded version. So right now it's just the Xbox and the PlayStation. Personally, I'm not interested in getting any of them. Mainly, well, it was like this for me when it came to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 when they were first like released and announced. I wasn't interested in getting any of them either, because just of like launch titles and everything that was happening around it, like there wasn't anything that made me want to get it. So I personally feel I would have to like wait like a few months to a year to decide if I want to pick one of them up, because right now there isn't anything that's pulling me towards any of them. But if I were to tell people, I mean, I think everyone has their reasonings. I mean, well, granted, PlayStation 5 is having I guess a difficult release. Not so much difficult, but since they were already reported that they can only ship a certain amount of time due to our current situation with the coronavirus. Those things sold out very fast when the pre-orders went up, so I don't know how long it's going to take for another set to come out. So I mean, I suggest I just get whatever you can, but yeah, like I don't think rushing towards these consoles just yet is the option. I mean, especially some or most of these the title, not the word I'm trying to say, the launch titles, like most of them are already gonna be coming on the current gen before they go to the next gen. They're just gonna be updated or upgraded to that version once you already purchased that. Well, some of them you have to buy a special version to get the upgrade, which kind of sucks, but yeah, that's how things are. So yeah, I mean, I usually try to tell people just go into PC gaming, but I also wouldn't really suggest that either. I want to suggest people, like, if you already been on the console, you already expecting everything that's on the console, just stick with what you know what you're getting. And it's not like the consoles are bad like they are. I mean, they've been reported to be powerful, so I'm just wondering what like the next leap of next gen is gonna be like. I don't know, I feel like graphics isn't enough for me at this point, like as a selling point. Like, granted, the graphics are amazing, and seeing what they can do for the next gen looks amazing, but I feel like it's time to like do things more like with game mechanics and like really pushing games to the limit of what can happen, like having more NPCs or having not larger, but yeah, like larger maps, but not too large. I don't want people making like giant open worlds and there's nothing to do in them. What I mean is like give these places more depth. Like, it can be a nice small size city, but like a lot of the places are know you can enter a lot of these places. There's a lot of people, a lot of personality. Like, it feels like you're somewhere. Like, you can really get yourself immersed into it. And I think that should be a priority. Like, game immersion should definitely take a huge leap. As for games that are coming out that I'm looking forward to, there aren't much. Well, there probably are, but I just haven't been focusing on them too much. But I'm definitely looking forward to Watch Dogs Legion. That game is looking very interesting. I enjoyed the first two a lot. The first Watch Dogs was actually the first game I ever bought when I got my Xbox One. So franchise is kind of dear to me, I guess. Call of Duty, I am mostly interested in Call of Duty for the campaign because it looks like it's going back to that Black Ops feel, like the conspiracy and the deep secrets behind what's going on between these like historical wars that have happened. Like, I enjoy seeing that. I mean, I always loved the zombies from Treyarch, so as long as they make it solid, I'm gonna enjoy it. I didn't really like Black Ops 4 zombies. Like, I played it, but not the way I used to. Like, I ain't getting none of the map packs or nothing. Yeah, so hopefully they not. I feel like they tried to do too much with the whole Easter egg stuff. Like, they try to make this cinematic experience from a survival wave game. It's like, I should just leave it as it once was, and just let people figure out the story the way they originally did. I'm interested in Cyberpunk. Not too much, but like, it's caught my attention, like a futuristic type world. I wasn't, when it first released, I was not expecting it to be first person. I don't know if it's locked as a first person or you can swap cameras, but it seemed like it's gonna be first person only. I don't 100% know how I feel about that. I kind of wanted it to be third person, but we shall see. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I am slightly interested in that. I did not play the last one, Odyssey, but I did play Origins and I love that one. I mean, I heard that it's gonna be made in the same format of Origins, and I guess Odyssey was made similar. I'm not sure. So I'm looking forward to that. Granted, that franchise had just shifted a lot. Like, I know a lot of people say, where's the assassin part of these games? Like, there's no stealth or nothing. But apparently they bringing stealth kills back, so maybe they're gonna try to incorporate stealth again. But yeah, like, that was one of those franchises that I felt like they had something good going on, but I don't know, like, it felt like there was something, I guess, internally going on between the people that just made it feel like they didn't want to tell that story anymore, like the Desmond story. Granted, they didn't have to tell that story, but it was just like they could have kept on going from there, like after Assassin's Creed 3, but it just felt like they just been throwing us around in this circle with no objective in the current modern day storyline. So I'm hoping that they would fix that, but at this point I'm kind of losing hope at it, so I'm just gonna look forward to the assassin aspect of it and hope that it becomes good. Apex has recently, well, they're currently doing their beta for crossplay. That's been long awaited. It's also going to be released to the Switch soon. There's still no release date or any date for it, but I just have like a love-hate relationship with Apex right now. Like, granted, it's only been about a year since the game came out, probably going on 2, soon. But like, I feel like crossplay should have came a lot sooner. And then it's like, we're already about to enter a whole nother console generation. So it's like, is it gonna be, that's another thing, is cross-gen gonna be a thing? Like, for people who don't have the PS3 or PS5 and only got the 4 and Xbox situation, like, can we still play like games like Apex and Fortnite and Call of Duty with our like current gen people if we got the next gen? So I feel like even if that's a thing, like, I don't want that to also be a delayed situation. Like, the game mechanically is very solid. Like, it's a great shooter. The concept is great, having these hero shooters basically in the battle royale setting. It's just some of their updates, they kind of like, they do something very good with one update, and the next update is just like something to hold us off until the next update. And it's like, I feel like they need to start coming up with more ideas. Granted, the pandemic happened, a lot of people are going to be working from home, so the task may be more harder when you can't really communicate all your thoughts with people who like usually next to you. So I understand that, but still, like, certain things just need to be implemented. Like, granted, as much as I don't really like Fortnite anymore, that thing is like accessible everywhere possible. Like, you can play that thing anywhere. One thing I do dislike from playing the beta, crossplay beta, is that it's not cross progression, which sucks because I just wanted to swap over to just playing Apex on my PC because most of my progress is on my Xbox. But like I said, if cross gen is not a thing, I'm not really currently thinking about getting the next gen console. So for people I do play with, they decide to make that leap, it's like, where does that leave me? I guess it's like, I'm gonna have to restart everything all over again on PC, like getting all my characters again, all of that, all the skins that I can't get again because they were like for that event of the season. So it's just a bunch of things I just wish that they had in mind. Probably did have in mind, but I don't know what the situation is to not make it happen. But yeah, as of this recording, the Black Ops beta is officially open to the public for the weekend. I've gotten my hands on it, playing it. It does feel good. Like, it feels like the Call of Duty that you know and love. Like, it's just nothing really too extra about it. It's just a straight up, balls to the wall shooter. Just run in there, play the game. They definitely are trying to make it a lot tactical, like with some of the gadgets that you gotta use. Like, they implementing you to like understand how to lock down certain areas. It's not so much I don't want to say camping, but it's like knowing how to rotate areas. They making that seem like it's more like, they're making it seem like it should be more common than just how Call of Duty used to be, when you just run around with a knife and just kill everyone, go on the spree. So I know they're trying to probably make objective gameplay more of a thing. So that's good. Definitely, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As I said, the campaign, I was already sold on the campaign. The multiplayer looks solid. Zombies, as long as they do what they need to do with that, that's good. And apparently they gonna implement Warzone into it. So right now, this game is looking like the most solid Call of Duty game right now. Modern Warfare didn't really do it for me. Like, I don't know, there was nothing interesting about it. I didn't play the multiplayer. I didn't play the campaign. I only played the multiplayer a little bit, like really not that much. Probably didn't even make it to like level 20. Like, I barely touched it. I just played Warzone for a bit, and even at that, I stopped playing that. But yeah. Moving on to the next section, let's talk about some anime and manga. Starting off right now, animes that I'm currently watching. I have recently watched. I'm currently rewatching the Buu saga of Dragon Ball Z, but I'm mainly just watching like up to before they go to fight Buu, like just that period, because it's just, I know there's a whole lot of like discussions or theories. I don't know if it's confirmed, but there's a lot of things going on that after the Cell saga, the story was supposed to go with Gohan, and it keeps going from there. Like, Goku wasn't really supposed to become like basically what he became now. So it's like, it's nice to watch that little glimpse of the show, or seeing where it could have gone before it all went back to the Goku show. But yeah, so I mean, what can you do? I started watching God of High School. I watched majority of the season. I believe the season is done. I have not finished watching it, so I mean, it's enjoyable, but like, especially definitely watching like Dragon Ball Z, it's like you can clearly see that it's like, I don't know, like it's, the formula is similar, a lot similar. Like, it feels very shonen. Like, the main character is just, it's like, I don't like when they make main characters unlikable, I guess. Like, it's just really don't feel like there's anything about him that I should be rooting for with him. It's just, he's just there. He likes to fight. He's gonna keep getting stronger. He's gonna be a badass. That's it. Like, don't feel enjoyable. That was also my issue with trying to watch Seven Deadly Sins. Like, I couldn't like get past like the first 3 or 4 episodes, because the main character, he was just like there, like he was just strong for his own good, and that was it. There was no depth to his character. There was no purpose as to why I should be following his story. Apparently, obviously, they're gonna get into that later, but I guess they didn't sell you on that soon enough. Like, yeah, I just stopped watching that. I've recently watched, God, I don't even know the name of it, but it's like an anime about, I guess these two people, I believe they went to either the same college or same high school together, but obviously they went separate paths, but they ended up working together again, and they both are like basically otakus, but in separate ways. Like, the female enjoys reading mangas more, and the guy is just a gamer. And obviously I guess it's a rom-com. It's a romance comedy. I'm getting to the point where, because I'm no longer like, I graduated from high school and college, so I'm getting to the point where like watching these high school romance or high school stuff, it's just like, it's not doing it for me no more. Like, some of it's still enjoyable, but not as it once was. Like, getting to the point where I just want to see things that are, I guess, more realistic for my time period of my age, like people in the workforce navigating through their lives. So it's enjoyable. I have started. I started reading the Uzaki-chan manga, and then the anime came out, so I caught up in the manga, and then I started watching the anime just to see like where they would go with big differences and stuff. I definitely enjoy reading the manga, but the anime is good too. But I know that you're not gonna get as far as the manga is right now, and the manga is still ongoing, so yeah, there's still time. That's also my next thing. Manga is like getting into manga for people, I guess, who just watch anime only. It's like it can be, I guess, a little bit intimidating, like just strictly reading things. But that was also my issue too when I was like younger. Like I didn't understand, like, because at the time period, all I did was mainly watch like action type anime, like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece. So I didn't understand why would anyone want to read it when you can watch these fight scenes. But I started reading very early. I started reading Naruto. This is before Shippuden was out. It was still the normal Naruto, and at this time period, it was like it was early YouTube, like probably 2007, 2008. People would like upload like the chapters on YouTube, and then like their accounts would always get banned for it, but they would just go like remake more and just keep uploading. I didn't know like how to find like sites or whatever to read them at the time period. Then I eventually started getting into the One Piece manga, and that is what kind of changed my mind on like how you should read manga over anime, I guess. Like, don't get me wrong, One Piece is amazing to watch, but when you start to realize how their fight scenes work, like they are real big on like the final attack, not so much the actual hand-to-hand blows that happens within the mid-fight. So reading it is kind of perfect because like they would get to the point of these fights and it will look epic when you like turn the page and you just see like this huge attack just happen. So and plus the story is just amazing. It's like it's very more story driven when you read it instead of just watching it. I feel like it's really hard to explain, but I don't know, like ever since I started picking up the One Piece manga, like me watching the anime just started decreasing. Granted, I do enjoy what they are doing with Wano, like they are actually fleshing out the animation a lot more, but yeah, like everything like beforehand, like I read it. Like I don't even think I really watched the whole Cake arc. I read the entire thing, and yeah, I feel like I definitely had to watch the Katakuri fight though. Like some things you just had to see. But then the first manga I actually read, like it has no anime adaptation, sadly. I kind of enjoyed it. The manga is called Akumetsu. This manga is very mature, like a lot of blood and gore is in it, but the way it works is that there's this kid, he basically is like, I don't want to say a superhero, like more like a vigilante, like a mass vigilante. He always like take on like these mob boss or corrupt politicians, just, you know, people who just doing Japan wrong because he's trying to like fix Japan, like one rotten person at a time. And every time he like it's amazing because it's like it's a heavy read. Like every time he like encounters these people, he always like gives like these history lessons about how Japan was and the things that they did that later on ruined Japan. It's like you just learn a whole lot about what happened in Japan from like a certain time period to now, and then he will kill them and then before like the cops would get him, his mask is set to blow up, so it'll blow up his face, and like they can't trace him or nothing. And then he will show up at school the next day perfectly fine. So it's like the mystery of, well, what happened and who is he? So I'm not gonna spoil it. I actually would recommend people reading it. Well, if you can handle like reading a lot, like it is actually a heavy read. I actually recommend it though if you can handle blood and gore and reading a lot. As for I just been reading a bunch of other random stuff. Like I'm getting to the point where I kind of am enjoying reading more than watching. So I'm just trying to like find more manga to just read. And yeah, sadly, I do want to find ones that I enjoy, but I hope that they have some kind of anime adaptation. Most of them don't, sadly. But yeah. Speaking of also like adaptations, live action adaptations, or when they try to turn animes into real movies, I'm not gonna talk about the usual, Avatar and Dragon Ball. I want to talk more about, I feel like Japan don't get enough credit when they do their own adaptation, like instead of like when it comes over to the Western and we just ruin it. But like I want to take Death Note for example. That has been adapted 3 different times, twice in Japan, one as a movie series, another as a TV series, and then the Netflix adaptation we got. The movie series was good for its time. I would say that it probably aged not the best. Also, to mention that they changed the ending towards the anime in the movie. So, if you watch the movie, you're gonna get a huge twist. Some people might like it depending on if you're a fan of certain characters. But yeah, I mean, I would recommend just watching it just to watch it, but I would personally recommend watching the Death Note series that was this one, it pretty much follows the series down. Like they make some changes that's like, it's kind of like it gives you a surprise. Like you don't expect everything to happen. It's actually amazing. It was done well. The acting was done well. The characters was done well. Like honestly, there wasn't really anything wrong with it from watching it. Then there's the Netflix adaptation. I mean, they made Kira a 2-person thing instead of one. L seemed like he was just a completely different character. It was just I don't want to talk about it, but I want to praise adaptations, not talk about the bad ones. So like there's some adaptations that are actually enjoyable. Another one I recommend would be Future Diary. That is a great anime, but the adaptation is solid. I won't say it's great. You can see like the production quality is not like A1. Like it looks like a regular like drama show, like the way the camera quality looks, but the story is actually interesting. Like it's almost similar. I mean, it's similar to the concept of Future Diary, but there is a twist to it. So I would recommend watching that one. But yeah, as for want to talk about when anime series actually start to go for too long. I have 2 series in mind, such as the Dragon Ball franchise and the Naruto franchise. yeah, so I mentioned before when Dragon Ball Z, there's been so many reports about when it was originally supposed to end. It was supposed to end after the Scene arc. It was supposed to end after the Frieza arc. It was supposed to end after the Cell arc. And then it was supposed to branch off into a whole nother show with Gohan being the main character. And then we got Super. Well, we got GT, but that's we don't talk about GT. Well, I'm a quick take. GT was actually not terrible. It was alright, but there was a lot of things that just is questionable. But it wasn't terrible. I don't feel like it don't deserve all the hate. And as much as they want to the fandom wants to remove like GT from happening, I love seeing how when it comes to the games, GT characters are usually always in every Dragon Ball Z game, despite GT not supposed to be canon. So yeah, like definitely they did something right that they want to put GT characters in the games like almost every time a Dragon Ball Z came out. So it's not all bad. But then Super came out and they just, I don't know what happened there. Like Goku is a completely unlikable character in Super. I don't know how they did that. Like they just completely ruined the character. Like they just made him so one-track minded. It's like granted, yeah, his character has always been about fighting, but like when he always knew consequences of things. Like this one, he had like, oh, the universe is gonna die if we don't win. Oh well, I just want to fight. I'm like, bro, like, where's the urgency to your actions? So it's just like some shows should just know when to call it quits. Like, I actually recently went back to watch the original Dragon Ball because I never completed it before when I was younger. I only seen parts of it, so I went back to rewatch the whole thing in its entirety. And like I feel like, yeah, like if I was to say when it should end it, like personally I would be fine with it ending with Dragon Ball, but I'll also be fine with it ending probably at Z, but I think it would still feel a lot different from Dragon Ball to not Z, the Frieza saga. It would feel a lot different from everything that happened in Dragon Ball, and then you get the Frieza saga, how we go to a whole nother planet, a whole nother race of people, and then the Super Saiyan transformation. Like it just seems very left from here's a boy who just loves martial arts and just training to become stronger and fighting in these tournaments. And then, of course, the most drastic thing that really happened was Piccolo. I don't think anything more serious really happened other than Piccolo. So, yeah. Another one would be Naruto. Yeah, like Naruto is the show that was like, it was supposed to be the one that was supposed to like take the torch from Dragon Ball Z and just make it to new heights. I know to some people it is, but the more I watch it, the more before that, when it got to let me see, I want to say after the pain fight, the show just took a different turn in terms of what the show was supposed to be about. Like I feel like after the pain fight, Naruto got what he wanted. Granted, his goal is to become the Hokage, but the reason why he wanted to become Hokage is so that everyone respects him, and I feel like he earned that without becoming Hokage at the end of defeating Pain. So it got to the point of where do we go from here? Like the whole village now respects this man, but the only issue now is that he just wants to get his friend back. But at that point in time, Sasuke was just so far gone. It was just like it was gonna become a whole nother series in itself. But yeah, then they started talking about their destinies and how this was like it's fate for both of them to always intertwine with each other because of the bloodline. And once that happened, I was like, nope, because well, I know the meme, some people may know, like how Neji was right the entire time, like talking about fate and destiny, and that like that overwrites Naruto's whole character, because he beat Neji, telling him that it's not all about fate, it's all about working hard to achieve your dreams and not giving up. And then turn around, it's fate. Yeah, it's fate the whole time. And that kind of like just ruined everything about the original show. So it's like, yeah. Then the war. I never skimmed through something so like I was just reading the manga because I just wanted to see how the series would end. I just kept on skimming through chapters, like I just wanted to see how it ended. Like, I didn't even know Neji died at one point because I completely skipped that chapter. But I didn't even care because it was like I think that was the only death that mattered throughout a war, like entire war, and only one major, quote unquote, major death happened. Like like bruh, there was no stakes in that war. And then a lot of crap that was happening that I did not want to get into. It was just like, yeah. And then Boruto, like I'm definitely not gonna watch that show, but that's another, like, I need to know when to just cut this off. Like, I understand you just want to milk the franchise or whatever, but like I feel like as a creator you should want to do new things and branch off to new things. Like, I don't want to become a one-trick pony. Like, all I'm known for and all I'm good for is Naruto. It's like same thing with Dragon Ball Z. Like, I don't want to be the Dragon Ball Z guy. Like, I would want to branch off to making something else. But yeah, apparently he did make something else, or was making something else, but I guess it flopped because I heard about it, but then Boruto happened and I never heard from it again. So yeah, that sucks. But yeah, just knowing when to like call it quits, I guess. And then there's animes that, well, one that are going too long, but it's like I don't want to say, because there was never no ending point, which I would say would be One Piece. Like, so far One Piece never had a moment where it was like, it can end here, but we're gonna keep it going. Like, nah, we never got into the end goal yet of One Piece, so it's just like one long journey. And then there's other animes that's just like too short, and it's like the shortness makes it a masterpiece, but sometimes it's like these shows were too good to be so short. And yeah, I want to list some of my few favorite animes. Some of them are these short animes. One of my personal favorite anime would be Eden of the East. That anime is only 11 or 12 episodes long, and then they branched it out to 2 movies, and I felt like it was too short. Like, they could have did a whole lot more. I love that show, the movies. I don't even know what to call it, because I just love the whole anime. The One Piece, of course, is I just love the story, the characters, just the world building, like how they remain consistent for the most part with everything. The original Dragon Ball, definitely my favorite. Death Note, amazing. The L and Kid rivalry, like legendary. I don't know how I completely correctly pronounce this, but it's called the Rada, whatever. That anime is I want to say it's underrated. Like, when it came out, I felt like the hype was there, but I think people just let it go, and they shouldn't. Like, it's one of those animes that you have to pay attention to enjoy it, sadly. But if you do, it's an amazing journey. Like, actually that anime have inspired me to start writing stories. Like, just the way that they tell the stories with all these characters and how everything intertwines with each other is like amazing. Samurai Champloo is another one. That one, I didn't realize that it was actually that short. It's like only 24 episodes, and I think like 2 of those episodes are filler. So really like 22 episodes. Like, that anime amazing. The story, the characters, the music, oh my lord, the music, the animation, just everything about that. I seen Cowboy Bebop. Like, I know Cowboy Bebop is like hailed as one of the like holy grails of anime. I personally just think it's average. Like, it's a good watch, but I wouldn't watch it again, I guess. Like, I don't personally like when they got into the whole space thing. Like, I don't like spaceships. I don't like mechs, especially I just dislike mechs, even though there wasn't no mechs in it. But there was a scene when they became like a whole space shootout. I was like not interested in that scene at all, and I'm like, yeah, like if they would have kept it down to earth, if they they should have like just made it more modern. Like, they didn't really need to make it futuristic. I felt like if it was a modern story, maybe it would have been higher on my list of enjoyment. But yeah, so yeah, I guess I want to talk about life things. I mean, yeah, just short. I was talking about reasons like why I'm doing this podcast or why I'm doing the things I'm doing, and that's like finding your life passion. I feel like people should, well, like I said, I'm not the one to tell people what to do, but I personally feel like people should always try to like find a passion of theirs. Like, for me, like, I just enjoy creating things. I like the idea of entertaining people, not in the form of like theatrics. Like, I just like doing things that people can enjoy, like whether it's making my videos or doing this podcast, music, whatever I decide to create. Like, I feel like we are meant to do a lot with the knowledge we obtain throughout life and the things we see. It's just a lot of things happen that either could just stray us off, or some people just don't become motivated. Like, some people lose motivation easily or early in their lives, and just make them go through a straight forward path, which nothing's wrong with that, but yeah. And then monetizing your passion, like, I mean, some people do things for the money, some people don't, let the money come to them. I'm not really necessarily chasing money. Like, I just sincerely enjoy doing these things. Like just people who like, well, I don't want to talk about people, I want to talk about myself. Like, I'm not putting like no donate to me here, or when you come to my Twitch, sub to me. Like, I just want you to come and enjoy. You like what you're doing. Like, I mean, if it suggests that people would like to financially donate me or get to that point, I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But as of right now, like, that's not my focus. Like, I just want to do this and enjoy it. I mean, if I can monetize it, I'll find ways to do it and go from there. But I'm not gonna force it. And yeah, that's mainly it. So with that, I will leave people with the question of the day. I will try to do this on every episode. I would like to ask a question either to the listeners, and if I have a guest, to them, but the listeners can answer this as well. So, going with the life passion, do you think that everyone should find a life passion in their life, or is it alright to live your life following the status quo, such as, you go to school, get a job, you work till you retire, you get a family. There's no wrong or right answer, just more of an internal thing, for yourself. Do you think you'll be more happy living your life, quote unquote, I guess, the straight status quo? Are you willing to take risks to do things more? Write a book, make a song, dance, act, and branch into different avenues. So, yeah. Oops. So you guys can answer that, and I'll leave y'all here with the first episode of Relaxing Thoughts, hoping to make many more, hoping to find people who enjoy this. And yeah, the next episode I will probably have a guest, so look forward to that. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.